Alright class, settle down. Today's topic is something that everyone should be familiar with when going into a survival Minecraft experience, and that is understanding and ranking the top 10 most dangerous mobs in Minecraft. Minecraft has been around for over a decade, so it's important to note that there are a lot of different types of creatures in the game. They all come in different shapes and sizes and tend to have very unique abilities and properties. Because the game has been around for so long, it's hard to narrow down Minecraft's entire catalog of mobs into a top 10, so we will be featuring honorable mentions. With all that said and done, let's take a field trip to our botany classroom to break down all the different creatures. Grab a textbook and pen because this is useful information for every Minecraft player. And while you're scrambling your backpack for one, consider leaving a like and subscribing to stay in the loop with Sportskeeda Minecraft and all the new and exciting content that we will be featuring on here. Alright class, let's roll out. Alright, if you haven't caught up with our botany room yet, our botany program will feature survival tips and tricks for every player, as well as showcasing mobs and their information. Let's start at number 10, and what better mob to start off with than the zombie pigman. Found all over the nether floor, these pigmen roam with golden swords and a short temper. If you're lucky enough, you can evade ever having to deal with these mobs by simply not messing with them. These mobs are considered neutral, meaning that they attack only if you do. This makes them quite friendly if you're careful enough. But don't be fooled, as if you so much as accidentally touch one of these pigmen, it and its entire swarm will be after you until you die or they die. Since they're so common in the nether, it can easily become a race home as swarms of pigmen will be after you. If you manage to go through the portal back to the overworld, just wait a few minutes before entering back in. Pigmen will forget you ever existed when you re-enter and will be neutral towards you again. If you have mutual respect towards these mobs, they will share the same. And since they can be friendly at times, they are ranked at number 10. Sitting comfortably at the number 9 spot, cave spiders. A variant spider found in abandoned mineshafts love to lurk quietly in their den until your timing is unfortunate enough to strike. A half dozen of these spiders using full ability of their tiny and rapid movements can be stressful enough. On top of this, their venomous bite can bring anyone in full netherite down to just half a heart in a matter of seconds. If you can't manage to break the mob spawner that spawns swarms of these spiders every couple seconds, it might just be the last thing you do. When killed, cave spiders drop string and spider eyes and have 6 hearts of health. Make sure if you're spelunking in any mine shafts to bring a strong sword and a bucket of milk to drink off any poison status. And this spider maybe makes the whole Bane of Arthropods enchantment not so meaningless when considering that these pesky spiders can easily knock you down in a matter of seconds in the wrong scenario. At number 8, this mob will keep you up at night. Literally. The Phantom, one of Minecraft's most controversial mobs added into the game, will swoop down and knock you off of heights if you aren't careful. If you haven't slept in a few days, you'll notice phantoms start to appear all over your base. Their packs range from 2 to 3 to as much as a dozen. Good luck shooting them out of the sky as their flight patterns are hard to predict and hit. When killed, a phantom will drop phantom membranes, which can be used to repair elytras, which I guess is nice. It certainly isn't worth all the effort of fighting them in pitch black just to obtain it though. These mobs love to wait and hit you at the worst possible times, making them more of a nuisance than a threat. Don't get caught up dealing with too many as it can be overwhelming. If you plan on staying up and building new parts of your base, make sure you bring a shield and a bucket of water to quickly place just in case they hit you off of something. Sitting at number 7, we are entering the nether again to visit the ghast. As much of a baby as it might sound, this flying block won't hesitate sending a flying explosive fireball your way. These giant creatures are very common in the nether and are most prevalent in the Soul Sand Valley biome. They can destroy anything that is weaker than stone, which includes netherrack, so watch where you stand as one misplaced explosion can send you into a large pit of lava. And as unfortunate as this might sound, it's also quite common. Ghast drop gas tears and gunpowder and can be easily killed with a single good arrow shot. You can also, if you're very skilled, punch the fireball heading your way back at the ghast to give it a taste of its own medicine, and also gaining the achievement Return to Sender. Make sure you're extra precautious in the nether as ghast are the second largest mob in the game and can become really overwhelming to deal with. If you ever see its eyes flash red, it's fight or flight. Number 6 is one of the most iconic mobs in the game, which you wouldn't expect to be as deadly as it may seem. The skeleton, which is found in both the nether and the overworld, can seem pretty unappealing at times and easy to fight. But taking a second look at this creature will give you insight into just how harmful this bowslinger is. Equipped with a bow and arrow, skeletons shoot projectiles at you every couple seconds. They have 20 hearts and can come in packs of 2 to 3. They drop bones, used bows, and arrows, making them a great mob to hunt for. But if you aren't ready to fight this mob, the skeleton won't hesitate to kill you. If you don't have proper armor or a shield, it's a likely bet that the skeleton will win the fight if not prepared. Its ranged attack, depending on which difficulty you're playing on, can tank anywhere between 2 to 5 hearts, so it's important that when dealing with skeletons, you come prepared. We are halfway there with number 5. On the topic of skeletons and the nether, when fusing the two, you get the Wither skeleton. This 2.5 block tall monster packs a punch. Instead of using a bow, the wither skeleton resorts to its stone sword as its main attack, making it much more lethal if forced into a one-on-one. On top of using a semi-decent sword, this skeleton gives a withering effect to players which, like poison, slowly deals hearts away until you die. It's important to not get into an altercation with wither skeletons on low health, as it's the last thing you'll do in the nether. Wither skeletons drop bones, coal, use stone swords, and wither skulls, which can be used to craft an even stronger and more powerful monster, which we'll talk about later. When fighting these skeletons, bring a shield and a bucket of milk to drink off any withering effect it gives you, and make sure to keep a safe distance if you don't need to fight them. On our number 4 spot, we, with open arms, welcome the Endermen. Just kidding. This 3.25 blocks tall mob can and will knock your hearts down if you are unprepared. Endermen spawn in all 3 dimensions, the overworld, the nether, and the end, and won't attack you unless you make direct eye contact with them. Whether you meant to look at them or not, it won't matter to the Enderman, as it will do everything in its power to sporadically teleport to you and deal loads of damage very quickly. Whether you meant to look at them or not, it won't matter to the Enderman, as it will do everything in its power to sporadically teleport to you and deal loads of damage very quickly. When killed, the Enderman drops ender pearls, which are essential in crafting an item that lets you finish the game. If you ever come face to face with an Enderman, make sure you build a 3x3 roof around your player, as the Enderman will be too tall to reach you from above. It also cannot go in water, so if you're near a lake, hop in it, as it might just save you from one of Minecraft's most lethal encounters. If you want to avoid altercations with Endermen altogether, you can wear a pumpkin on your head, which will prevent Endermen from getting angry at you. And I must say, the pumpkin is quite stylish in my opinion. If you're like me and you've heard this noise in the nether, you've experienced a little bit of PTSD. The Blaze is a flying, fire-bending monster that will go through all efforts to make sure you don't invade its nether fortress. Just like how you need Endermen to defeat the game, Blazes drop blaze powder and have 20 hearts. Their fireballs deal 5 hearts of damage and place fire on the floor, which in turn sets you on fire, causing even more damage. It's safe to say that the name Blaze is pretty fitting. The worst part about fighting a monster made completely out of fire is that you can't use water in the nether, as the temperature is so hot that it evaporates. If you're careful though and time your strikes well, you should leave the nether with some blaze powder and only a few second-degree burns. It's time. You've worked hard to complete everything up to this point in Minecraft just to face the most dangerous and difficult monster in Minecraft, the Ender Dragon. Well, if that was true, it wouldn't be in the 2nd spot. Don't get me wrong, the Ender Dragon has its fair set of challenges, but it isn't the most dangerous, though you will have to defeat this dragon at least once to claim you're a real Minecraft master. The Ender Dragon is a final boss of Minecraft and lives in the end dimension. It flies around, constantly being revived by its end crystals until you, the player, take them down. It has several sets of attacks, such as its Dragon Breath, which standing in will kill you in a matter of seconds, and its sweeping attacks that can knock you hundreds of blocks into the sky, which will immediately kill you if you don't have a way to land softly. Safe to say, come prepared for this fight so that you don't end up as a pile of items in the void. The dragon is a staple of Minecraft and is arguably the most iconic monster in the game, but it isn't the strongest. Before we cover the truly strongest monster in the game, let's go over some honorable mentions. The Creeper, the Ravager, and the Baby Zombie. If you've been playing Minecraft for a while, you might know that this is actually the most terrifying mob in the whole game, the Wither. It is unruly, it is dangerous, and it will stop at nothing until either you successfully kill it, or it kills you and everything you've built. The Wither constantly shoots tiny explosive heads that deal tons of damage, explode surrounding blocks, and give the Wither status effect. An unlucky combination of Wither hits can kill you even in full netherite gear. It's important that when you fight the Wither to bring several buckets of milk so you can drink off the Wither effect, as not doing so will quickly chip away any health you have. There are several methods of fighting and defeating the Wither, which we will be covering in a future video, but if you plan on fighting this monster, it's better to fight it with friends. Be very careful spawning this monster in your world, as it might be the last thing you ever do. Well, that's everything, folks. With this new information we gathered here today, you should at least be more aware of what's living in your Minecraft world and how to deal with them. Make sure that you use this video often as a guide in case you forget anything. Comment down below what your personal top 10 mob list would be, and comment what you'd like to see next. Since you made it this far, consider subscribing and leaving a like. It makes me happy after all seeing other Minecraft enthusiasts sharing their passion for the game with me. My name is Nautical, and we just covered the top 10 most dangerous mobs of Minecraft. Stay safe and keep Minecrafting. This has been Sportskeeda Minecraft. Peace.